one's going to be intercepted again. Ethan Kai steps in front of that and gets a turnover for the Gladiators again.
You know, when you have someone like Ashley Jackson who's going to be high throwing all day long, and then you got people like, you know, Ethan Kai, who already had an interception in his 2 games, you got to be wary of it, or else stuff could happen.
Yeah, and the Tulsa ownership and GM, they really support Ashley Jackson, so, you know, they're willing to work through the bumps in the road with her. You know, she's a really great influence in the community and does a great job on and off the field. Noah Johns with the handoff on first down to Diesel Dawson. He's going to get met in the backfield again. Having a hard time with this Tulsa Desperados front 7. Charles Ball again from the safety position. I'm sorry, coming up, that's the safety Hill. Who
rushing touchdown today, that'd be his first, as he has no rushing touchdowns, but he does have a receiving touchdown, which is a little odd early.
Came up to make the play in the backfield.
Yeah, Charles Ball, 25 tackles on the season so far, and, you know, it's a big man coming at you.
On 2nd 11, a handoff this time to Dawson, who's going to plow forward. He's going to get 4.
You got someone keep handing off to Dawson, but then they put him off to this 3rd and 7 where they have to throw it, and I haven't seen them throw anything really deeper than a few yards so far, so I got to see Noah Johns go for something.
3rd and 7 in the shotgun. See what kind of routes they run. It's a deep one over the middle. This one's caught for the first down. Cody Scott, it seems to be Cody Scott's favorite target of Noah Johns here today.
Well, when you need something and you need something bad just to keep any drive alive right there, it seems like a dot to your tight end as he's being barreled down is the solution by both teams.
And we have a quick second here to cover the Desperados star defensive players. Ghibli Dew is a defensive end. Espen Rial is a linebacker. Cornerbacks Nate Heslip and Dante West. Safeties Kanye Rockefeller and Charles Ball. And a swing pass to the left side, and Dawson's going to get 5-6 yards.
I mean, St. Louis is making work now, and that's good for them, but it really seems like as soon as Tulsa gets their steam momentum going for their defense, it just puts it to a stop. But if they can find their workarounds and maybe put a few more passes up, they have a chance.
2nd and 4 now. Noah Johns hands off to Dawson. This time he gets the first down and a stiff arm. Moving down the field. Diesel Dawson takes 2 more and a huge gain. Gets down to the Tulsa 17-yard line and a shimmy to go along with it.
Right there. It seems like a dot to your tight end as he's being barreled down is the solution. That was some great play by just a 6'4", 235-pound rookie. He made a nice little dodge off to the side, stiff-armed someone to the ground, said, no, today's my day, and picked up a good chunk of yardage.
And Dawson, this is his second game ever. Was signed to the Gladiators as an undrafted free agent and took over their running back position. So his 2nd game, and again, they're wanting to get him involved in the offense. 1st and 10. Noah Johns in the shotgun all alone, throws an out route to the left side. Great defense by the Tulsa Desperados. Cornerback Covington knocks that one down.
I thought we were watching some ballet here, Steven, for a second. All I saw was 2 feet up in the air and a ball hitting the ground.
Oh, yeah, and great extension. You know, had to reach his arm out. You got good vertical on that play. It was a really athletic play there. Inside the red zone, 2nd and 10. Dawson dots the I formation. 1 wide receiver to the top of your screen. Noah Johns steps back to throw. Quick out route. Complete. And looks like the tight end's going to get a couple yards.
As this game's progressing, it really seems like Johns is opening up just his eyes a bit and looking around, seeing all of his possible options. He saw he was going to get barreled down in just maybe a second or two, and then saw the nice quick out that he had. Nice awareness by Johns.
Yeah, the rookie, the 15th overall pick in this season's rookie draft. Takes a shot to the end zone, deep to the right side. Ball's incomplete. Good coverage there by the Desperados defender, Nate Heslip.
Yeah, you got someone like Nate Heslip right there, and he's the Tulsa in general have been just putting great coverage down on everything, and it's been a battle this whole first quarter with only 14 seconds left, and no one's been able to put up anything.
So from the 13-yard lines, we're looking at about a 30-yard field goal here, 4th and 7. St. Louis trying to put the first points of the day on the board. Ooh, and there's some commotion up in the middle, but the kick is up and good. So a 30-yard field goal gives St. Louis the lead. And with that, let's take another game break as we go to headquarters with Cameron Irvine. Cam? And thank you, Cam. And yeah, that Houston and London game is on the 11 Sports Network, and you're catching us here on 11 Sports Next. This is St. Louis Gladiators versus Tulsa Desperados. Tulsa's going to have the white tops where St. Louis has the green. St. Louis currently has a 3-0 lead over Tulsa. And with 6 seconds to go in the first quarter, Dan, you got a thought you want to throw in there real quick?
You know, it's just great to see both teams' defenses stepping up and putting a stop to it. You know, it's been a high-flying offense, but no one seems to be able to do anything besides St. Louis putting up just 3.
And a swing pass to the left side. That's the fullback. It's going to get 3. And with that play, we're going to go into the second quarter. As we pause for a second to get everything going. I want to thank everybody for being here with us today. We are the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music. Today we're on 11 Sports Next. And a big play coming up. It's 2nd and 7 for the Tulsa Desperados. Ashley Jackson's in the shotgun all alone. Looks to the left side, a quick out route thrown, but couldn't quite keep his feet in bounds. Stephen Bush, who's got his first target of the day but couldn't keep his toe in, and it's a 3rd and 7 now.
You know, you just saw the pop-up of the two stats, 23 and 49 respectively for each, and Ashley Jackson with 2 interceptions as well. It's been a little bit of a slow day on offense.
Again in the shotgun with 5 wide receivers. Jackson's under pressure, tries to spin. Oh, and Mar Rivers, the rookie's going to get his sack. First one of the day for him, and Ashley Jackson slams the ground in frustration.
You know, when you got the number 1 overall pick, you're expected to do something. Dragging their quarterback all the way back and then bringing them down is exactly what you want to do when you're on the defense and number 1 pick, which is a great showing by St. Louis early on.
Tulsa Desperados special teams. I mean, this is deep field position here. The punter's on the 6-yard line, so expect St. Louis to have good field position. A little bit of a high snap, but no pressure brought by the Gladiators. Decent enough hang time, fielded at the 40-yard line, brought out to the 45. And that's where we're going to see St. Louis take over. Got close to scoring last time, got down inside the red zone. I believe they got to about the 13-yard line and then had to kick the field goal. So got some things working again, trying to get Diesel Dawson involved. Noah Johns is kind of looking a little bit further downfield. Oh, and Mar Rivers, the rookie's going to get his sack. First one of the day for him, and Ashley Jackson slams the ground. And 1st and 10, Johns is alone in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Throws an out route. This time's complete. Stays in bounds is Stephen Bush. He's going to get 5.
So far, St. Louis has really been, adapting. They're making their nice plays, and they're handing it off to the rookie, Diesel Dawson, he's been making some excellent work early on. They haven't made it to the end zone yet, but it seems like they're in the direction of they're going to get there.
Here, the punter's on the 6-yard line, so expect St. Louis to have good field position. A little bit of a high snap, but no pressure.
For sure.
And we want to looking at 2nd and 5 for the Gladiators. A handoff to Diesel Dawson. He's going to fumble the ball. Had the first down, but coughs it up, and Tulsa Desperados are going to recover.
You know, he's been a great early on rookie, but he's still an early on rookie, and that's what could happen. You know, he got in, he got that first down. You know, there was a great run, but he just couldn't hold on to the ball, which is huge because now Tulsa just got back.
Now Tulsa takes over. They're in the shotgun. St. Louis brings forward. Throw over the middle is complete. Mike Osai's got the reception and a first down.
Yeah, we haven't called Lucas. We've called his name, I think, once so far. You know, he's 13 receptions, 255 yards on the season, and 2 touchdowns. He's a big part of the Tulsa wide receiving core. I want to see much of him today.
Let's go. 1st and 10. From the Gladiators, 37 yards.
Fresh set of downs for the Desperados. Split back shotgun for the Desperados. Looks like a 3-3-5 from the Gladiators. Thrown over the middle, but good coverage by the Gladiators as that one falls incomplete to the ground.
Yeah, great route cross right there by the defender who sort of saw what was going to happen and batted the ball down before it could get anywhere. Jackson didn't throw the ball up very high, which would have been great if no one was passing right in front of it.
And Jackson's under center, split backs behind her. A quick shot down the field. This one's caught for the first down. And it looks like Mike Osai got the reception. But the hammer was laid down by Freeman Peltier.
Mike Osai throwing some styling points out there, right? One hand and catching it and then just dragging it in with one hand. I don't think the other hand ever touched the ball in that entire play, but managing to hang on.
Again, the Desperados move the chains. This time they're in the I formation, handoff up the middle. Sanzo Robinson works forward for 4 yards. Ethan Kai steps up, makes the play.
Gain of 4 yards on the play. Number 31 with the tackle.
Sanzo Robinson's, he's doing work. He hasn't made anything big so far, but I mean, he's only averaging 3.5 yards so far this season, and he's making the 4-yard work, and gains of 4 yards really is all you need if you get him back to back.
From the St. Louis 30-yard line, Jackson drops back to throw. Pressure coming. Checks down to the right side, but it's tipped down and falls incomplete. Freeman Peltier again with the deflection.
Yeah, Peltier and St. Louis defensive core right there in general has really been good about batting down and reading these routes, knowing where the quarterback is looking, and just putting a good stop to these passes that could have been throwing them off big time.
Split backs, 3 wide receivers. Jackson's under center. Real quick drop. Checks out to the flats to Sanzo Robinson, who's short of the first down and leveled by the cornerback Colin Douglas.
Steven, I think he was steamrolled. I mean, leveling's nice and all, but he was just put on the ground and stuck there.
Depleted, as some people like to say. So from the 26, you're looking at about, what is that? 30, you're looking at about 43 yards. I believe that's correct. The kick is away and good. So a 43-yard field goal for the Tulsa Desperados ties the score. 7:29 left to go in the second quarter. We are the SFL, presented by APM Music, on 11 Sports Next and 11 Sports Network. I am your play-by-play analyst, Stephen Hacker, along with my color commentator, Dan Mitchell. And you can find the Simulation Football League. We have our own website, simulationfl.net. We also have a Discord channel that's pretty much where all of our primary communication happens throughout the week. We are the first controllerless esports, so nobody here has their hands on a controller, but each team has 12-star players that's taken up by a user, and then there's also coaches, owners, scouts. We have stats team, broadcast team. So it's just a big community of people who love football and love to watch these games whenever they're going live. 1st and 10 for Noah Johns. Takes a step back, throws to the left side. This one's going to be incomplete. Oh, no, it's intercepted. Dante West off the hands of the St. Louis receiver, and another Desperados turnover.
I don't think Dante West knew he had that ball in his hands. It really looked like it just bounced. It landed like directly into him. He just had it in his hands, had to look down and be like, oh, I guess I have this now. I guess I'm running.
It's a magnet to him. I mean, it did. It looked like it just went right to his hands. And so fortunate play there. Just was in the right spot at the right time. And great field position now for the Desperados. Ashley Jackson under center, single back behind her. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. An out route to the top of your screen that's complete. And he's going to get 8 yards is Nick Finch.
Now each quarterback's got exactly 55 yards. Ashley Jackson with the 2 interceptions, and then Noah Johns with the 1 interception. I feel like that one's not really his fault.
And a handoff to a stretch play to the left side to Sonzo Robinson, who's got daylight. Went about 17 yards untouched before he's finally dragged down. Gets down to the 10-yard line of St. Louis inside the red zone.
You know, running back, breaking through, we've really seen Diesel Dawson have some glimpses of it, but Sonzo Robinson just finding path of least resistance right there. No one come and put a stop to him until he hits the 10. And, you know, this could be the first actual touchdown we see all game, depending on how each team plays.
1st and 10 from the 10-yard line, so they can get a first down and get a 1st and goal, but they have to get to the inch line. A handoff to Sonzo Robinson up the middle to the right side. Plows forward for 3 before he's met by a gang of gladiators.
Later this game goes on, it really seems like Sonzo Robinson, is warming up and just getting some more yards every time he gets out. He used to be just being stopped at the yard line of scrimmage, but been pushing through now.
Ashley Jackson doesn't like something with the defense, changes the play a little bit. It's an out route. It's going to be caught. And it's going to look like he's going to get about 3, maybe 4 yards on that play.
This puts them in a really peculiar position right now as Tulsa. I mean, they could give it to Sonzo Robinson, who may pick it up. Maybe he'll even hit that magical inches for the first down, but passing is also hard when it's this close.
Gladiators have 8 in the box here. Tulsa only has 1 running back, single back in the backfield. Quick drop. They do throw it out to the flats, and he's all alone, Sonzo Robinson. But he stepped out of bounds at the inch line, had the touchdown, but steps out just short and gets the inch line 1st and goal. So another fresh set of downs for the Desperados here, and I would say a handoff to Sonzo Robinson is probably very likely.
You know, I haven't called it yet this season, but that's a little bit of shenanigans right there. You know, you pulled sort of the impossible when you had no resistance, could have just walked right in and stepped out.
Yeah,
inches.
That's very strange. And well, you know, one thing is the clock is running. I guess if you score here, you're going to take the lead and burn a little bit of time off the clock. As Sonzo Robinson catches the pass to the left side for a touchdown and gives Tulsa a 6-point lead, 7-point lead pending the extra point. So Sonzo Robinson still no rushing touchdown, but now has another receiving touchdown for the Desperados.
About to say the exact same thing, Steven. Yeah, Sonzo Robinson, great running back so far this game. Just no rushing touchdowns, but he's got a receiving one. So, I mean, at least they make full use of everyone on their offense, even if it's their running back, to catch balls.
And Tulsa's kind of picking up some momentum now. You know, the first quarter was kind of stagnant. Obviously, the turnovers, but, you know, Tulsa's kind of picking up some steam now as the extra point's up and good. And Tulsa does extend their lead to 7. So what do you think St. Louis needs to do here? Kind of match the tempo that Tulsa's putting out.
I mean, I think St. Louis was doing fine with their Diesel Dawson and seeing what Johns can do. They just got very, very unlucky that Tulsa capitalized on that interception, just bouncing out of their hands and just going all the way to end zone. I mean, if they can keep doing what they were doing, they have a chance. Even just putting up points, they can put up a field goal and try and make this a closer, less than 1-score game.
And the Gladiators returner gets out to the 28-yard line. 5 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the second quarter. As we take a look at Budweiser Stadium in St. Louis, home of the Gladiators. St. Louis with the ball under center. I formation, 3 wide receivers. Quick drop by Noah Johns, throws it out to the flats, trucky stick, and he's got 2 yards. A couple of desperados there to make the tackle.
I mean, they're making yards right now. They got 2. I mean, they really got to, hand off to Diesel Dawson, maybe pick up a few extra, or they're on 2nd and 8, so pass it right now and then hand it to Diesel Dawson if they don't get the first. I mean, they have the options. It just doesn't seem like right now they're utilizing them. Let's see if they can really view everything and open up awareness.
4 wide receivers. Johns is alone in the shotgun. Tulsa sends 3, but a quick throw over the middle is going to be caught. And he's going to get about 3 yards. It's wide receiver Nick Finch.
I've seen it a few times this game so far, that quick little pitch right down the middle to pick up the extra yard or 2. But I mean, when they're at the 2nd and 8, they have an extra down. I don't get why they're not just throwing it a bit more. Now they're at a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, look at the intermediate levels maybe. Oh, Noah Johns evades the pressure, but Gidley-Doo follows up and sacks him. He's going to lose 5 yards. Good pressure again by the front 7 of the Desperados.
Yeah, Gidley-Doo just turning around on his feet. You see him dodge around once, and then he just hooks around like a horseshoe and drops Johns right where he stands.
And probably not what you wanted to see if you're a Gladiators fan, as Tulsa again is kind of picking up some momentum here and forces St. Louis to punt. St. Louis punter's on his own about 17-yard line. Fair catch is made. Not very much hang time, but the coverage got downfield, and Charles Ball elects the fair catch, so they'll take over at the Tulsa 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. We were talking about the short pass on the 2nd and 8. You gotta see him do something right now. St. Louis is just they're not going out far enough or trusting their receivers, or either maybe their running back enough to go out and get those points enough for the yard.
And out of the strong eye, throws to the flats. Sonzo Robinson's going to get 3 yards. Drew Reilly's going to come up with the tackle.
Yeah, they got the ball back now. We got to see if they're going to keep up the momentum they had going last drive, or if it's going to die down.
2nd and 7 in the split back shotgun. Both running backs go out to the flats. Deep shot down the field is incomplete. And the Desperados want to go with the hurry-up offense here after the incompletion. Gladiators send 4 out to the right. And that was another deep shot down the field, just off the hands of wide receiver Steven Bush, who could have brought that in. I mean, coverage was there, but it hit him in the hands. He just dropped it. And a good throw by Ashley Jackson.
Yeah, it's a real nasty day as a wide receiver right there. I mean, when your one job is to catch the ball when it's thrown to you, it's nasty when it's just thrown down like that. I mean, you saw Jackson, she had to worry a bit. She had 2 people bearing down on her, ready to sack her right where she was, and just got rid of the ball. But Bush sort of had that one, and he just sort of let it down, and now they got to punt it away.
Yeah, she made a big time throw there, and you know, now that thought pops into your head: is she going to look past you? You know, whenever you're open because you dropped that pass, or now are you not going to get your looks? And that definitely comes up in your mind. But I'm sure he'll get a couple more targets before the game is over. And so now we're going to send out the St. Louis Gladiators offense. At the 24-yard line. They do have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. There's 2:44 left in the second quarter, so there's time for them to move down and score some points. John's taking a look at something, going to get under center. Hands off to Diesel Dawson, who's got a first down. Dragged down from behind, but gets about 12. And you can see his average there, 4.6 per carry.
Yeah, this rookie's having a real breakout game right now. I mean, they may not be in the lead, but Diesel Dawson's doing work. Besides the one fumble he had, I'd say he's having a great game.
Yeah, I really like what I saw of him last week. I mean, he didn't have the highest yardage, but again, you know, it seems like St. Louis really believes in him and they want to get him the ball. Noah Johns on first down, checks out to the flats. It's Dawson. He's got the reception and 8 yards. And I believe that was Espen Royale, the linebacker for Tulsa, that made the play. An SFL great.
Oh yeah, Espen Royale already 26 tackles this season so far.
And with that, we're going to go into the 2-minute warning. We are the SFL, presented by APM Music on 11 Sports Next and ESN Network. Coming to you live from St. Louis as the Gladiator hands off to Diesel Dawson, who's got a first down. Dragged down from behind, but gets about 12. And you Gators host the Tulsa Desperados, who have a 10-3 lead. At the 2-minute warning, St. Louis is trying to get some points before halftime. Come out the full house, a handoff to the right side is Diesel Dawson, who's met in the backfield, loses a yard. And good pressure by the Desperados defense. Charles Ball steps up, makes another tackle for a loss.
Now they're putting them in a real nasty position as St. Louis has the ball on a 3rd and 3. You know, you got your new running back who's been breaking out so far, but 3 yards is still pretty hard when they're expecting it.
3rd and manageable. You can kind of do whatever you want. Noah Johns wants to pass. Pressure in his face. But the throw is complete and gets a first down for the Gladiators. Halfback King Jack Washington.
Yeah, Noah Johns showing some nice awareness as he had a bit more of a 7-step drop as he was making more room for himself to get that short pass out there, just enough for the first down.
Minute 5 left in the quarter. Dawson gets forward for 3 yards, and now we see the hurry-up offense. St. Louis, again, does have 3 timeouts. They like to let the clock run. They're at about midfield. Noah John steps back, throws it to the running back in the backfield, who's going to get about 6. 3rd and 1 now. Again, a hurry-up offense. Clock's at 45 seconds. St. Louis trying to put points up. They need something going into halftime. A tie game would be great for them. Johns with a deep step. Deep drop back. Throws it over down the right side, off the hands of the receiver, and it falls incomplete. The coverage was there. Cody Scott just couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, that's a real shame. You know, St. Louis is playing this nice hurry-up game. I mean, they could have thought of giving it back to Diesel Dawson, but I guess they were trying to trick up Tulsa a bit with that deep drop and then the long pass, which so close, but it happened. Another 4th and 1 with a few options.
4th and 1. They do snap the ball. No fake play here, and it's Cody Scott's going to get the first down for
making more room for himself to get that short pass out there, just enough for the first down.
Minute 5 left for St. Louis. And again, they don't use the timeout. Clock is still ticking. 25 seconds to go. At the 39-yard line, play action fake. Noah Johns rolls out to his right, pump fakes, and takes a good shot off the hands of the receiver. Oh my gosh! Tipped off the hands of the defender back to the receiver, and nobody could reel it in. Charles Ball had a chance at intercepting that. What a wild play.
I didn't know we were playing a game of hot potato right there, Steven. Off the hands of the receiver, into the hands of a defender, into the hands of another defender, and then hitting the ground. It was a whole real mess right there going on.
So clock is stopped at 16 seconds. Noah John's under center with 4 wide receivers. Tulsa brings 4 in pressure, and they're going to get the sack. Stopped at a
pass, which so close, but it happens. Another 4th and 1 with a few options.
About the 45-yard line. And no timeout. They're going to let the clock run. Looks like, oh, they do finally take a timeout. 3 seconds remaining. And I expect to see a Hail Mary here. Just a shot at the end zone and burn out the rest of the clock, and we'll head for the tunnels. Let's do a quick shout out, Dan. What do you think? You want to look at see who's out in the chat? Looking out, I see Cheeseburger Rivers. I see Espen Rael. I see Mr. Andrew Sev. Sports Fan 39, Base Scout, Football Dude 93, Rayanola. So thank you guys for being here with us. This is going to be the last play of the half. Noah John's in the Hail Mary formation, takes a deep throw, but is hit as he throws, and that's going to fall incomplete, and that's going to wrap us up for the first half. Tulsa's going to head into the tunnels with the 7-point lead, leading 10-3 over the home St. Louis Gladiators. Dan, do you have any key points or maybe some highlights that you want to touch on from the first half?
Yeah, both teams' defenses are just really showing up to this game. I mean, it's really been just breakout play or not. You can see the stats coming up, 64 passing yards for Tulsa, 77 for St. Louis, 45 rushing for Tulsa, 56 for St. Louis. You see a lot of these stats, 109 total, Tulsa, 133 St. Louis. Most of these stats are very, very close. It's just been these breakout single moments. A run here, a deep pass there, an interception changing the momentum. It's been just these small little things that make it a huge play. And you're seeing the point difference right now. I mean, it's only a 7-point difference. No one's really been able to change it much, so we have to see if it's just who can get that next breakout play, and I think that's going to be a real tell of who can end up in the lead in this game.
And both teams are looking to get their first win on the season. So, I think today it shows that they've been working really hard on their game plan and trying to get their strategy right. Again, St. Louis has the running back, Diesel Dawson, who they really want to get involved. And so they're kind of making some adjustments with their offensive game plan, trying to get him in the best position to make a play for their team. Again, they do, and St. Louis they have a rookie quarterback, Noah John, so there's going to be growing pains with that. But the defense has played very well, and it's been a close game. Like you said, it's kind of been splash plays here and there. What happens on the turnovers? What kind of field position can they get off the turnovers? And it's been exciting. It's been a good a good showing here today. We've got many more games on today's lineup on 11 Sports. I believe our up next is going to be Major League Lacrosse, as the Chesapeake Bayhawks are going to take on the New York Blizzards. And then after that, we're going to have more Simulation Football League action at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, as the Sioux Falls Sparrows are going to head up to Seattle to face off against the Seattle Pirates on the ESN Network. Also airing at that time on ESN Next, the Twitch channel, the defending champion Alaska Storm visit the Mexico City Aztec. So a bunch of action today on ESN and ESN Next. Make sure you tune in and catch all the games. Really exciting. And as we come in from halftime, the kick is away. The Gladiators are going to receive, so they'll have the first possession. Oh, and throttled at about the 27-yard line. And that's where the Gladiators are going to take over. We have a quick game break at headquarters, so Cameron Irvine, take us away.
Thank you, Stephen. A wild first half in London. Rob Roby actually got knocked out of the game in the first half, is back now, but Houston pulling the upset right now, 30-14. Back to y'all in St. Louis.
Thanks, Cam. And Rob Roby, that's a critical piece of London's offense. So having him out for the first half, I'm sure that was tough and has allowed Houston to have a big day. And as you see there on first down, that was a completion and got the first down, moved the chains for the Gladiators. So it's, again, move the sticks at 1st and 10. Noah Johns is in the shotgun all alone. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Doesn't like something in coverage, barks out a couple of orders. Throws an out route to the left side, and that's going to be incomplete. Couldn't keep his toes in bounds.
Yeah, no, it was some great coverage, just pressure putting the receiver out there a bit. And I'm looking at the stats now. I mean, St. Louis is only allowing 26.5 points a game, and then Tulsa's doing 34, but you're seeing the score right now. It's a whole lot less than that, as both teams putting up great pressure.
And the Desperados bring 5, and the pressure gets there. Noah Johns is going to get sacked for the 4th time today. And Ghibli Dew is going to have his 3rd sack of the game.
Yeah, Ghibli Dew has been showing up big. He has Noah John's number, and he's calling every night, and he's getting there.
A regular caller there for Noah Johns. I love it. So 3rd and 15, 3rd and long for the Gladiators. Johns again alone in the shotgun. They bring up pressure off the edge. Johns takes a shot downfield, but the pressure's there. Oh, pass is deflected and intercepted by the Desperados. Amazing play. Good job on the tip drill. Was Nate Heslip who's going to get the interception.
I mean, if we've seen as many tip drills as we've seen today, I think they're getting enough practice just that alone. But then, you know, eventually when it happens, someone's going to pick something up. You know, great spin right there for the catch, and then walking away with it. And now Tulsa's the ball again, which has just been sort of St. Louis's problem the entire day. Just fumbles, interceptions, drops. It's coming to haunt them.
And now Ashley Jackson under center, single back. Throws an out route to the right side. It's going to be complete to Michael Sign. I'm sorry, that's Stephen Bush. Nope, Corey Jones. Now I can see the number. That's Corey Jones on the reception. We'll get there eventually.
You're just going to run down the roster real quick. It's okay. Just get them. But a nice pickup of 6 by them. You know, I like seeing the nice out route coming in, 1st down, for give them some real move and options on this 2nd and 4.
And twins to the top of your screen. Ashley Jackson's in the shotgun. Sonzo Robinson to the right. Thrown over the middle, it's complete. Tight end Anthony Mosley, who's got the 1st down, gets about 7 yards.
Yeah, wide open by the tight end. I know in the entire SFL, I've really been seeing that a lot. I mean, no one's been watching the tight end, at least all the games I've been calling so far, and they can sometimes just get down the middle, skirt you a bit, and you walk away with a nice... Now Tulsa's the ball again, which has just been sort of St. Louis's problem the entire day. Just fumbles, pick up a 1st down.
Tight ends are a dangerous weapon if you know how to scheme them into your game plan. Jackson this time throws out to the left side. It's complete to Corey Jones, who gets his feet inbounds this time.
Yeah, another nice out route for just a quick 6 yards, and then they set him up for a nice 2nd and 4 options again. You know, it's exactly what happened. Last set of chains was the exact same thing that looks like it could happen this time around again.
See what they come up with. Jackson under center, 2 running backs behind her. 7 in the box for the Gladiators, so showing a little bit of pressure, but Sonzo Robinson bursts through and gets the 1st down. Tackled by Ethan Kai and Shane Masters.
Yeah, last time they were in the situation, they throw it down the middle to the tight end. This time they just hand it off to Sonzo Robinson. It really seems like Tulsa's just opening up their options, so St. Louis has to keep guessing.
And looking over at the chat, Kanye Rockefeller is saying that was Ghibli Dew's 4th sack. Thanks for the update. Ashley Jackson rolls out to the left side, throws a little bit of a duck, and triple covered. The Gladiators knock it to the ground.
Yeah, and that was just a little nasty, you know, under coverage, just ball got thrown around a bit. And speaking of the stats update, you know, it'd be great if we had a stats person, but sadly we don't today. But if you want to join the stats team, DM Mark Lopez in the Discord and add some more. We're always looking for more people on the stats team and recruiting people to help us out on the broadcast team.
Yeah, it's a great way to get involved. You get to be on the live call with us. So as we're watching the game, you can be a part of it. As a deep shot down the left side is caught. And I believe that was Corey Jones. who, yes, down the left side, gets a big gain, gets inside the 10-yard line. Jackson has been kind of throwing the short routes and takes a shot down there again, but you know, the Gladiators were there in coverage, just fitted into a tight window.
Yeah, Corey Jones making it possible, getting a step ahead of the defender and just catching the ball by putting up his vertical for it.
Sonzo Robinson on a stretch play to the outside gets maybe a yard before he's brought down. And back on the stats thing, Dan, you know, it's having stats with us, it helps bring such another layer to our broadcast, and it really helps out. So, you know, if anybody's interested out there, definitely, you know, get a hold of Mark Lopez and we'll get you involved. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Jackson with a quick drop, throws it over the middle off the hands of the tight end and falls incomplete.
Yeah, a bit of a heartbreaking play right there. I mean, your tight end picked up that first down earlier. You can trust him, but then it's just a big old drop and they're in the end zone. I mean, it's the pressure of getting that touchdown, putting them up by the other score, but it's a real pain. Now they're at 3rd and goal.
Jackson in the shotgun doesn't like something. Moves around, throws it while she's hit. Oh no! Intercepted at the goal line. With one receiver to beat, can he outrun him? And he's finally caught. Huge return on the interception. And it gets brought out by Freeman Peltier. Peltier? I believe is how you say that. Freeman Peltier with the huge interception return.
Huge.
Jumped the route, yeah.
Huge jump, and just he started running. You know, Mike Osai, though, he's coming in and just track sprint. You know, we thought we were doing a 100-meter dash right there for a second, as he was putting his life on the line, making sure he wasn't getting that pick six.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the hardest things to do. You know, you thought you were getting a touchdown, and then you see somebody intercept it, and then you have to have the drive to go chase down that defender who just took your game-breaking play. So great job by Osai. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Noah Johns throws it out to the right side to Nick Finch, who gets the first down on the out route.
Nice job by Nick Finch, who just sort of, you know, tucked down his shoulder and pushed ahead just enough for that first down, you know, giving St. Louis some forward momentum after they got that just game touchdown saving interception.
3 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Dawson's the single back. A handoff to Dawson right up the middle. Tries to spin, breaks the tackle, but was moving backwards, and they're gonna give him forward progress. Broke a couple of tackles and ended up about 3 to 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but they're gonna say that his forward momentum was a no gain. So a very fortunate spot for the Gladiators. Second and 10, Johns is going to be in the shotgun. A couple of tight ends to his right. Throws out in the flats, and the Tulsa defender was there to knock it down. Great recognition by him.
Yeah, that was Dante West just coming in and just batting that ball down. That was Johns was trying to throw out to that out route.
3rd and 10, so very unfortunate 3rd down for the Gladiators. We'll see what they draw up. Johns takes the snap. Tulsa sends 4. Thrown over the middle to tight end Cody Scott and falls incomplete.
I mean, that's the throw you do to your tight end when you're like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, not when you're 3rd and 10. You know, right down the middle, pick up of a few yards, but you're putting your tight end at a nowhere to go dead man zone.
Yeah, and, you know, even with the reception, like you said, you know, he's 7 yards. I mean, he has to make an improbable play to get the first down for you. So credit the Desperados coverage for forcing Johns to check down and throw it short on a 3rd and long. So on 4th and 10, the Gladiators punter is out. He's standing on about the, let's call it the St. Louis 45. Tries to get this one over into the corner, but it's going to bounce at about the 7, and it will be spotted. No touchback, so it's going to be spotted at the 5-yard line. Great coverage by the special teams unit of the Gladiators.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to make Tulsa work for it. So, give them plenty of time, and good play by the special teams to put it down right. I mean, that's the throw you do to your tight end when you're like there.
Ashley Jackson almost standing in her own end zone. If she takes anything more than a 3-step drop.
3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, not when you're 3rd and 10. No, right down the middle.
She'll be there. Some movement on the defensive line. Got somebody to offsides. As the handoff to Robinson's going to get about 7. Most likely Tulsa will decline that, but we'll see what they elect to do.
Neutral zone infraction, number 92.
And it is a neutral zone infraction. Oh, and so the Desperados accept. They want the 1st and 5 as opposed to the 2nd and 2 or 3. Nothing wrong with that. Just, I guess, maybe a preference in strategy. You know, elect to have the new down, the extra down. As you get a look at Corey Jones' stats on the day, he's got 7 targets with 4 receptions for 37 yards. Jackson under center. A lot of movement by the Gladiators defense. Changing the play. It's a stretch play to the left. Sanzo Robinson's got the 1st down. Dragged down by a couple of Gladiator defenders.
Yeah, I guess the accepting of the penalty was maybe a good play as Sanzo Robinson finds a nice little runaround. It looked like the Gladiators defense didn't know what they wanted to do as they were still moving around their players by the start of the play.
Ashley Jackson, another neutral zone infraction on the Gladiators defense. This time they're throwing it to the running back who falls flat into the hands of a couple of Gladiators who can't haul it in. But again, we're going to get a call from the ref down on the field.
Number 92, defense.
And it is another neutral zone infraction the Desperados are going to accept, and so they'll take another 1st down. And I'm sorry, Dan, but I just wanted to hit the Simulation Football League fact. You know, what am I watching? Which you're watching the first controllerless esport. And how does it work? It says teams study their opponent and submit game plans to the league office. Then AI plays out the result, and we present it like the NFL on Sundays. You can join the site by visiting our website, simulationfl.net, and click on the Discord icon to receive an invite to our community. As Sanzo Robinson plows forward for a 1st down. Dan, can you see the SFL frequently asked questions? You want to hit a couple of those real quick?
Yeah, so players on the field and coaches on the sideline are live right now on 11 Sports Twitch channel, and we're also on the ESN net right now. So that's where you're watching.
And Jackson takes the snap, checks down to the left side of the running back, who's going to get about 4 or 5. It says you can build your own players, so players are picked up every week on the wire. From there, you will be able to improve your player each week through player progression. The SFL plays 2 seasons, January through April and July through October. All games air live on 11 sports networks, Sundays through Tuesdays. 2nd and 5 for the Desperados. Ashley Jackson, the quarterback under center, hands off to Sanzo Robinson, who's going to get a couple. It's going to be a 3rd and short. Who can join or play in the SFL? All players of any age and any background are welcome. You can play 2.5 years in the SFL. Based on your seasons, so that's an interesting thing. You can find us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Just follow Simulation FL, and our hashtag is #MakeAnImpact. On a 3rd and 2, Sanzo Robinson's blown up in the backfield. More Rivers, the rookie's going to get a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, we haven't had to call Moore Rivers' name too much this game, but it's either been like a sack or a big tackle for loss. So when he shows up, he does show up big and making Tulsa have to punt it away.
4th and 4. Tulsa's leading 10-3 right now against the home team St. Louis Gladiators. Good punt there. 4.1 hang time is going to be returned. but only for a couple, as the Gladiators are going to start out at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the third quarter, 2 minutes and 31 seconds left in it. Score is 10-3, Tulsa up. Like, St. Louis has plenty of time and plenty of chances to do something. They just need that one big play that I haven't seen them make yet, besides, almost a pick six, but that's the big thing. It was almost something.
Noah Johns takes the snap in the shotgun, throws it off the hands of the receiver. So, I guess too much popcorn in the locker room for these receivers today is off the hands of Tito Moss. A good throw by Johns. Again, just receiver couldn't haul it in, and almost another interception for Dante West.
Yeah, that's... I know we've seen a lot of interceptions today. I think it's 5 or 6 at this point. But I would love to see how many passes have been tipped this game so far. It's been a monstrous amount.
Yeah, a bit of an offensive struggle, as the defense have really been the highlight of this game. Noah Johns with 3 receivers to the top of your screen. St. Louis is in the green tops, Tulsa in the white. A shot deep downfield for Johns as Nick Finch is going to get the reception, and huge gain, called about 35. And Noah Johns is now 135 passing yards for the day.
Yeah, big catch right there by Nick Finch. He just came around, caught it, and good on him for staying inbounds too. It really looked like his forward momentum wanted to carry him out. But that was what St. Louis needed. If they do just probably another one of those, they could at least end up with a guaranteed field goal, if not tying the game with a touchdown.
And it looks like we have somebody new in the chat. Looks like Stressful is in there, and so welcome in. I hope you like what you're seeing. 1st and 10 for the Gladiators. Johns throws out to the right again to Nick Finch, who's going to get 6 yards. Couldn't quite keep his feet in bounds as he was trying to make a juke move.
He picks up 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, Nick Finch not tap dancing as much this play as he did last play. Staying in great time with his body momentum, but this time he just sort of stepped out and just defenders putting up great pressure.
So a second for Dawson dots the I formation. 1 wide receiver. Handoff to Dawson to the left side. Breaks it outside. Charles Ball steps up, makes a tackle after 2 yards.
I got to give Dawson Diesel the credit there. I think he was making the right move right there. He was looking for a nice opening as he was coming across the side. But it really looked like his forward momentum wanted to carry him out. But, that was what St. Louis needed. If they do, Charles Ball just sort of came around like a steam truck and just put him down.
Full house for the Gladiators on a 3rd and short. Tulsa's only got 3 down line, and we'll see how that works out. Dawson does plow forward, gets just enough for the 1st down.
Diesel Dawson now bringing them into the red zone as they're at the Tulsa 19. Got to see what St. Louis can do. I mean, they're probably one big play from tying up this game, and I want to see what they can do, or if they'll have to settle for a field goal.
Inside the red zone, St. Louis has been really stagnant, so we'll see if they can get some points here. Dawson breaks a tackle, but only gets a yard as Espen Royale finishes the effort.
Yeah, I want to see if they're at the 18. They have plenty of room to pass right now, and you're seeing Ghibli do stats, which are 4 sacks and 5 tackles. Big boy coming at you. I would be scared right now if I was St. Louis with that man.
Does a lot of good work for the Desperados in the trenches. A deep shot down the field to Nick Finch. Gets about 14, and a good throw by Johns to drop it in over the top of the coverage.
Yeah, that's right there what St. Louis to do. I mean, when you got a gold wide receiver out there, he breaks out on his route. No one's directly covering him. It's just a nice, easy pass for Noah Johns, and now they're at 1st and goal on the Tulsa 5.
1st and goal. 3 seconds left. We'll see if the Gladiators like to run a play. They do. And that's going to roll us into the 4th quarter now as Diesel Dawson picks up 3. And Tulsa's going to head into the fourth quarter with a 7-point lead. Pretty much been riding a 7-point lead for all of the game. And just, both teams can't get down in the end zone. They're having a hard time putting up the points. The defenses have played great, a bunch of turnovers. And we are the Simulation Football League, brought to you tonight on 11 Sports Network and ESN Next. From the 2-yard line, a handoff to Dawson, who hurdles somebody in the backfield, but only gets back to the line of scrimmage as he's brought down by 3 Desperado defenders.
Yeah, I hated that camera angle we were just looking at, Steven. It's hard to tell what was going on, but it really just looked like there was a whole pile of Desperados coming at Dawson right there.
So he started out 1st and goal from the 5. It's now 3rd and goal. Let's see what the Gladiators draw up here. I formation, Dawson behind Noah Johns. Tulsa's got a lot of bodies in the middle of the field. A shot over the middle. It's a curl route, caught for a touchdown, and didn't quite get the number there. Badir Agilani, who's got his first touchdown reception of the game.
Huge play. That makes Badir Agilani 2 touchdowns so far this season. I mean, he only had 6 receptions before this game, so picking up another touchdown is huge. He was wide open. I guess he hasn't really been thrown to all night, so Tulsa just thought he wasn't a threat and then let him go.
Yeah, Noah Johns went through his progressions and just, saw Badir all alone and just threw it right to him, a dot right on the money, and now we have a tie ball game. So it's been a little bit of a long time coming. Diesel Dawson's been really doing a good job for the Gladiators, but they just haven't been able to threaten Tulsa. So it's a good job that they finally got down there and put some points up. And now the ball is in Tulsa's court. They have to answer because they've kind of fallen a little bit stagnant here in the second half. Kick is away. The returner fields it at about the 11-yard line. Charles Ball breaks a tackle and broke another one, but finally the 3rd defender brought him down. He's going to get out to the 43-yard line for the Desperados.
Yeah, that was a great return for the safety right there. Ball hung in the air for a bit, and he was just crowding down, but broke off tackles. I want to do some chat shout-outs real quick. We got Sports Fan 39, The Brown Knight X, Cheeseburger Rivers, Kanye Rockefeller, Look Alive 24, Raynola, Mr. Andrew Sev, I'm a Fin Problem, Football Dude 93. Thanks to everyone for sticking around and watching this game that's now tied up.
Jackson hands off to Sonzo Robinson on the outside. He's going to lose a yard. Looks like Mar Rivers again gets another tackle for a loss. So a battle in the trenches as Mar Rivers and Gib Lidu are coming up big for their respective teams. They're put some points up. And now the ball is in Tulsa's court. They have to answer because they've kind of fallen a little bit stagnant.
I mean, that's what you want your front line to do right there. You want your big boys to come in and put a stop to everything that's happening immediately in the play.
2nd and 11 now. Jackson under center. Quick drop. Rolls out to her left. Throws on the run. And couldn't quite drop it in over the top of the defense as the linebacker for the Gladiator bats it down.
Yeah, that was some great coverage right there, making the pass just sort of go low and ugly, so there wasn't really much room for anyone to pick that one up. Now they got to sit at a 3rd and 11 and see what they can do as Tulsa has to make a real long play.
Yeah, 3rd and long. Jackson's going to be all alone in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. The Gladiators rush 3, and the pressure gets there, but a good job by the offensive line to pick it up. A deep shot by Jackson down the field, and he had somebody. Oh, Stephen couldn't keep his feet in bounds. And it was so close to being a huge play for Tulsa. And just, what a missed opportunity there. Oh, and we got a challenge. So Tulsa has elected to use one of their challenges, saying that the receiver had his foot in bounds. And in the Simulation Football League, we only need 1 foot in bounds. So if they can prove that Bush had the 1 foot in, this is going to be a huge play. I don't know if the replay is going to show it, but that looked good to me.
I think
that
he had a foot in.
Man. So here's the official call.
The pass has been ruled complete. The catch was made
And Deion Hawkins is celebrating, so he's not going to be charged a timeout. And they will get the huge play down to the, I think that was about the 4-yard line, I would say. So probably a 37-yard or bigger than that, 47-yard gain for the Desperados.
Yeah, that was a huge play. You saw Ashley Jackson have all the time in the world as she had a great block for the one defender coming at her, and it was just a huge rip of the arm. And now they're at the 6.
And another throw and out route by Ashley Jackson's caught in the end zone. So Corey Jones this time has the touchdown reception, and the Tulsa Desperados are able to answer the St. Louis Gladiators.
Yeah, just as St. Louis finally got it working and they tied up the game, Corey Jones comes in with a great sliding pass. You know, he's been adding some style all night, and that was one really, I think, to top it off. Just the sliding pass for the touchdown, and just now they're back up 7 pending the extra point.
Great job by Tulsa. You know, again, I kind of challenged them a little bit before that drive, saying, hey, you got to come out. You guys are looking a little flat. And they just take the huge shot downfield, which on first glance, real time, it looked like it was out of bounds. But then the replay challenge definitely clarified that. And it was just, you know, that splash play, you know, Dan, you've been calling it all game. It really is kind of boiled down to those splash plays. And Tulsa made a huge one right here to regain the lead. 9.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Coming to you live from St. Louis, we are the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports Network and 11 Sports Network Next. The Tulsa Desperados have a 17-10 lead over the home St. Louis Gladiators. The Gladiators on the return get out to the 32-yard line. St. Louis is wearing the green tops while Tulsa is wearing the white. And it's been a fun game, you know, a little bit of an offensive struggle. The defenses have both played really great, but the points are kind of coming here now late. You get a look there at running back Diesel Dawson for the Gladiators, lined up in the slot to the top of your screen right now. Noah Johns, the quarterback, is all alone in the shotgun. Tulsa blitzes 4, pressure got there. Johns made the throw, and it's going to be complete for 9 yards to Cody Scott, the tight end.
Yeah, nice. Just the tight ends have been used sparingly, but in a well-used, just down the middle kind of pressure. And I've been loving how they've been using them, even if they're non-contract. And it's been a great showing by both teams. But now St. Louis is back down that 7 points. See if they can react and get that last momentum from their earlier play going.
Second one, a handoff to Dawson's going to be met in the backfield. Tried to get the yard, but ends up losing one instead. And a quick chat shout out to Jay Core, who asked how much does this cost to play, and he says that it's a really cool thing. So it would be 1,200 bits. You can find that information on simulationfl.net, where you can view our SFL Interactive. On 3rd and 2, a handoff to Dawson to the right side, who's going to lose another yard. Espen Royale is going to get a tackle for a loss, and a great stand by the Desperados there.
Yeah, you saw the pop-up going there. Espen Royale has 4 tackles this game so far. I mean, that's just adding on to already 26 he had, so he's up to 30 so far this season. You know, it's his 4th game. He's coming out big.
St. Louis punter is on this own 25-yard line. Punt is away. Good hang time. Oh, 3.8 hang time. Not the greatest. Gives Charles Ball a chance to return, and he's going to get about 10 on the return out to the St. Louis 40. Charles Ball is dangerous. I mean, he's a playmaker on the defensive side of the ball and on special teams. We have a penalty. It looks like there was holding, and the Gladiators are going to accept. So take off a couple of yards for the return man, Charles Ball. And that's where.
Oh,
Go ahead, Dan. No, you got it, Dan. Have at it.
No, I was just saying that really hurts Charles Ball. You know, you make this decent return and suddenly you lose some yardage.
So a 1st and 10 now for the Desperados. Ashley Jackson's alone in the shotgun. Gladiators bring 4. Good throw. Oh, but off the hands of the receiver. Just a check down and couldn't haul it in. And good coverage by the Gladiators. Freeman Peltier, as I was told how his name is pronounced. Good coverage by him. We've said his name a few times tonight.
2nd and 10.
Peltier had the big interception on the goal line earlier in the game and a huge return after. Couldn't quite get the pick six, but stopped the points. 2nd and 10, Ashley Jackson's under center. Somebody jumped off sides as they hand off to Sonzo Robinson, who's got room, gets the first down, and he broke free. He's got somebody to beat. Shane Masters trying to catch him, but I think Sonzo Robinson's got him beat. And he does. Tulsa explodes and gets a huge rushing touchdown out of Sonzo Robinson.
Neutral zone infraction.
Oh, no, a penalty flag. Okay, so yes, so they are going to, I was like, wait, where's the penalty? Yeah, so yeah, the neutral zone infraction, they're going to decline, and Tulsa's going to get the touchdown.
Yeah, I didn't see the penalty when it started up, Steven. I had no idea who it was on. I was like, well, this is either going to be a huge breakaway lead for Tulsa or a heartbreaking run for Sonzo Robinson if all that running was for nothing but a setback.
And Dan, you called it earlier in the game, Sonzo Robinson, it's week 4 in the season, and he doesn't have a rushing touchdown. Well, a huge play gets his first rushing touchdown of the season, so I want to call it about 50 yards. I mean, just dynamite play. Gives Tulsa, pending this extra point, a 14-point lead. So it's St. Louis has got to step on the gas pedal here. This thing's going to get away from them. And the extra point is good, so Tulsa takes a 24-10 lead. 7:38 left in the fourth quarter. And we are the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports Network, the first controllerless esport. Each team has 12-star players that they elect and kind of assign to take over a role. Game plans are submitted by real owners and coaches, defensive coordinators and scouts. We all kind of work together and we submit our individual team strategies, and then we use those strategies in a weekly simulation. And that's what you see here. So pretty much everybody involved in this is a part of the Simulation Football League. I myself, I'm a receiver for the Queen City Corsairs. I'm also the defensive coordinator, but I will also do live broadcasts and live stats for the league as well. So a lot of league contribution. If you are interested in the Simulation Football League, check out our website at www.simulationfl.net and click on the Discord to get involved. On first down, Noah Johns hands off to Diesel Dawson, who's going to work forward for 2 yards, as we get a running back comparison now.
Yeah, Diesel Dawson with 2.8 averaging 62 yards. I mean, he's been doing work, definitely as a rookie all night. It's just Sonzo Robinson has a huge long touchdown now, and he's been making work. So, I mean, you can see the difference between the rookie and a bit more veteran player.
As Dawson gets the handoff up the middle again, gets no gain, met by a gang of desperados. It's been a great game here, Dan. I mean, like I said, the points were kind of were slow at first, but now we've got an explosion of points. It seems where all the points have almost come in the fourth quarter. A 3rd and 8 for the Gladiators. Johns has to move around the pocket, but he's going to get sacked. Not what you need on a 3rd and long. And Ghibli Doo is going to have his 5th sack of the day.
Steven, just as you say, the points are coming and the offense is turning up. Ghibli Doo comes in and reminds you that so far this game's been heavily defensive. Just coming down and dropping Noah Johns.
So a long 4th down forces the Gladiators to punt. The punter's on his own 11-yard line. And if he doesn't get a good one off, Charles Ball can give the Desperados good field position here. Ball returns from about the 41-yard line, only 2 yards, so good job by the coverage team of the Gladiators. 5:57 left in the fourth as Ashley Jackson and her Desperados offense take the field.
That's a very hurtful thing, and you see Sonzo Robinson's stats come again, 9.4 yards per carry and 132 yards. He's a nasty running back so far this game, over the century mark.
Jackson steps up in the pocket, throws to the right side, but a good play by the Gladiators, linebacker Underwood, to knock it down.
It really looked like Drew really got really close to that ball. And that was another tip drill coming out that we've seen just spread throughout this entire game.
And a lot of chances to make big plays on the defensive side here today. Trips bunch, single back for the Desperados. Jackson takes a quick drop, throws the out route to the outside. It's caught and complete for an 8-yard gain. It's going to be Stephen Bush.
Yeah, we've seen Bush come up every once in a while. He really seems to be coming up, and Jackson seems to like to throw him on the out routes when he comes in. It's been sometimes hit and miss if he stays in or not, but he's picking up the nice yardage. Now they're 3rd and 2, probably give it to Sansa Robinson.
Yeah, very third and manageable. Open up your playbook. They like this play to Sanzo, who gets just enough for the first down on a draw up the middle.
Yeah, it seems like as this game has progressed, Tulsa's just been making smarter plays, and also they dumped one out, so that always helps. As you see, Ashley Jackson's stats come up, he's rating at 53.2, but has 177 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, just having a little bit of the turnover bug here early in the season, but she's still getting the touchdowns to kind of match it. She'll work the kinks out as the season progresses. As Jackson checks it out on an out route to the tight end, Mosley, who gets about 5.
Now the
Jackson under center. Sanzo Robinson dots the I. One wide receiver to the top of your screen for the Desperados is it's a handoff up the middle, and Sanzo Robinson found daylight. Got about 12 yards on the carry before he stopped down by Ethan Kai and Shane Masters.
Yeah, you really saw Ethan Kai come out big as you saw the secondary strong safety just bring him down, doing his job, making sure, he almost had another breakaway running play, but the safety came in, mopped it up, and just put him down.
Fresh set now for the Desperados. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Clock is ticking at 3:50 in the 4th. Tulsa probably is gonna want to burn off as much time as they can in this drive. Protect their 2-score lead. And huge play in the backfield as Sanzo Robinson is lit up, loses 2.
Yeah, you saw number 96. That'd be Bo Knowles come in and just drop him right where he stood. Haven't seen much of that recently, but there's been glimpses reminding you that the defense has been big all game.
So 2nd and 12. Gladiators come out in a 4-3. Desperados are in the I formation. Play clock gets them down to 3 seconds before they snap it. And again, Sanzo Robinson's going to lose yards in the backfield.
Yeah, that time it was Scott Underwood. It really seems like these outside linebackers are just taking down Sanzo Robinson as soon as he gets out of the gate, which is really bad when it's this constant loss. And now they're at this 3rd and impossible at 15.
Yeah, 3rd and long, and not really where you want it to be. If you're the Desperados, means you're going to have to throw the ball, and if it's incomplete, it probably stops the clock. So just under 2.5 minutes to go. Play clock is down to 2 seconds. Jackson takes the snap, throws it deep over the middle. And it's caught, and it's fumbled. But a Desperado receiver falls on it. I'm not so sure that the first receiver did have possession, but either way, it was short of the first down. Maybe he did. It looked like he had a step there, and then the fumble was forced by Ethan Kai, and the receiver for the Desperados that fell on it was going to be Stephen Bush.
The Gladiators are challenging for the return of possession.
And so to prevent Tulsa from getting into field goal position, the St. Louis Gladiators want a challenge to make sure that it actually was a caught ball. Because, if that was incomplete, that's a long field goal for the Desperados, as opposed to if it was a fumble, they get all those yards. and a closer field goal. So we'll see.
It is therefore ruled a fumble.
So the ruling on the field is overturned. It was not a fumble. The pass was ruled incomplete, and St. Louis is not charged a timeout.
Well, that changed up a lot of stuff right there. Because now Tulsa really can't go for it.
Yeah, he can't kick the field goal here. That would make it roughly about a 52-yarder. So not really what you want to do for your kicker. The punter tries to angle it to the corner, and it's a good bounce inside the 5-yard line, at the 5-yard line. So great punt coverage by the Desperados pins the Gladiators at their own 5. So a bit unfortunate you couldn't walk away with points, but tough starting field position and a great punt by your punter.
First and 10.
Yeah, I mean, you're St. Louis. You got 2:12 in the fourth quarter. You got to do something. You got to do something fast. I mean, it's possible. It's just ugly.
Noah John's in his own end zone. He's going to be sacked. Oh, is that a safety? I think he was in his own end zone. Yes, saw the hands go up. And Ghibli do 6 sacks and a safety, making a huge impact for his Tulsa Desperados.
Yeah, when you got a man like Ghibli do, I think you just get rid of the ball.
I mean, I don't think Noah Johns had very much time there at all. It couldn't have been any more than 2.5 seconds. So that's a tough situation to be in. If you're Noah Johns standing in your end zone with no time at all to throw, and somebody like Ghibli do barreling down on you. As the punt is away and returned out to the 46-yard line. So Tulsa now is 26-10, a 16-point lead. So, if St. Louis can get the ball back and score, they would have to go for 2 twice. Just before the 2-minute warning, the Desperados take their offense back out on the field. It's a handoff to Sanzo Robinson to the right side. Gets 5 yards, and we're going to break into the 2-minute warning now. We are the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on 11 Sports Network and 11 Sports Next. I want to thank you guys for being here with us. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Stephen Hacker, along with Dan Mitchell. And it's been an exciting day here in St. Louis. Tulsa's really exploded in the fourth quarter. It was close a lot of the game, with Tulsa only having a 1-touchdown lead. But here in the fourth quarter, Ashley Jackson had a huge completion to get Tulsa down to about the 5-yard line, and they've scored a few times here in the fourth. Now trying to protect the lead with 2 minutes to go. A handoff to Sanzo Robinson, who's going to break another big play to the left side. And St. Louis is going to burn a timeout.
Yeah, that's another nail in the coffin right there for St. Louis. Picking up a huge run, that first down, you can waste more clock, but that's forcing St. Louis to burn a timeout that they would need in case they get the ball back. It's a nasty, nasty time right there.
And I see J-Core in the chat has a question. How do you know which teams need players? So once you've joined the Discord community, there are channels that you will have access to, and one of those channels is called Player Openings, where teams will say what positions they're looking for, whether it's a coach, scouts, or even a potential player. So there are, mid-season acquisitions. It's pretty much a weekly waiver. If there are players available, you can join a team. And then if you would like to start as a rookie, maybe not join a team as an undrafted free agent, you would have to wait as a rookie until the beginning of season 14. So it's kind of your preference. But that's where you can find which teams are needing players immediately. And I missed a penalty, but I can tell by it being 1st and 5 that there was a penalty. So down inside the red zone at the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 5 for the Desperados offense. A handoff to Robinson. No, that wasn't Robinson. Looks like we have our backup in for a couple of plays. King Jack Washington was going to get the carry there. He gets about 2.
Forcing St. Louis to drop another timeout, and now we have St. Louis is running out of time to really do anything, depending on what they have left, with 1 timeout left and 1:46 left in the fourth quarter.
And they're showing a blitz, the Gladiators are, as they hand off again to the running back who's got, the first down. Ethan Kai with the touchdown-saving play, but not before the Desperados can get the first down, forcing St. Louis to burn their last timeout.
Yeah, you see King Jack Washington with the breakaway, and he almost had the block, but he actually got there before his blocker could really get there, with Ethan Kai coming over at a full sprint, coming in to drag him down.
And now with no timeouts, and Tulsa's in scoring position. A couple of running plays here to maybe milk out some of the clock. Oh, they're in the victory formation. They have no interest in even going for points. So Tulsa's going to kneel on it here and get the clock running. Game clock will burn off about 40. I imagine Jackson will snap it with 1 or 2 seconds left. So that really is, that should about wrap our game up here. Let's go ahead and go through one more chat shout out. What do you say, Dan? I see Steven at large. I see Average Joker, Look Alive 24, Ray and Nola, J Core, Cheeseburger Rivers, Drek 9000, JS3, I believe, Cheeseburger Rivers, Average Joker again, Kanye Rockefeller. So thank all you guys for being here. It's been a great day, a very exciting day. And again, coming up next on 11 Sports Network, it's Major League Lacrosse. As you'll see, the Chesapeake Bayhawks take on the New York Lizards. And then after that, it's back to Simulation Football League action at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, where Sioux Falls Sparrows are going to head to Seattle to face off against the Tyrants on the ESN channel. Also airing that time on ESN Next, the Twitch channel, the defending champions Alaska Storm visit the Mexico City Aztecs. That's going to be a great game as well. 3rd and goal, 25 seconds left, 3 seconds on the play clock. Jackson's going to snap it, and that's going to do it. Do it for us here in St. Louis. Dan, you want to wrap up some thoughts real quick as we head into the highlights and player of the game?
Of course, yeah. So I think St. Louis, they had some good showings. They had the rookie running back with Diesel Dawson, who had some nice, bright, shining moments. I just wish Noah Jones, he was throwing it around. We saw a lot of tips and the interception or two. Gladiators just didn't have as many splash plays that we've been talking about this entire game. I mean, both of these teams, I think, were just banking on a big play because the defense, definitely in the first 3 quarters, was just wrapping everything up they could throw at it. Tulsa had it going pretty much the entire time. It just really took off in the 4th quarter. They picked up, it was 10-3 for a good bit. Then they hit 17, and then they've been just gaining points from there on, eventually 26-10. Sanzo Robinson having a few breakaways at the end that were huge, and the challenge on the splash long throw by Ashley Jackson. You saw on the replay right now, though, what could have been a pick 6, but it just wasn't enough by Pellier. Both teams were showing an impressive showing. I was happy to watch this game. Great game to call. I really enjoyed myself, and hope you all enjoyed yourself on ESN and ESN Next channel.
Yeah, it was a great showing here, and I think looking at the game, Gidley Dew would be my MVP, but I think it's gonna go to Sanzo Robin. Gidley Dew had the safety, the 6 sacks, I believe, and just was a force on the defensive side of the ball for the Desperados. But I think as far as MVPs go, the guys that put up the points and have the big offensive plays are typically going to be your MVP. So I expect to see Sanzo Robinson as our MVP today.
Oh yeah, I can totally see him. Good thing on him getting his first rushing touchdown after 2 receiving touchdowns so far this season. Still has to tie it up, make sure. Hopefully, he has more rushing touchdowns than receiving touchdowns as a running back. But you never know. At least Tulsa's making full use of him.
Yeah, he had, like you said before today, he was averaging 3.5 per carry. So came in today and kind of bumped that average up because, he had a bunch of explosive plays. Oh, my goodness. Gidley Dew, congratulations, good sir. 6 sacks and a safety in this week's this game's player of the game. Congratulations, fella.
I'm super excited to see a defensive player of the game.
And so but I think it's going to go to Sanzo Robin. Ghibli Doo had the safety. That wraps up our broadcast here in St. Louis. For Dan Mitchell, I'm Stephen Hacker, and you were the 6 sacks, I believe, and just was a force on the defensive side of the ball. For watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports Network, and thank you, and stay tuned. You'll see more games tonight.